It's the Texas weather discussion video for Monday, the 6th day of May. I'm Donovan Neal. We remain dry and very mild today, but then potential exists for a relatively active severe weather period over the course of this week over much of Texas. We're talking about the entire state, not just North Texas, but our main threat for severe weather will come Wednesday. So here's the upper air map across the continental United States. This is the upper air map at 500 millibars, around 18 to 20,000 feet off the ground. You can see we have that trough that's beginning to emerge into Western California. So that'll basically be moving to the east with time, bring our threat of severe weather. Still have a little bit of ridging here. Temperatures mostly in the upper 60s to low 70s. We'll see low 70s in places where we have the urban heating effect, but we'll be in the mid 80s later today. Around the nation, across the watch warning map, we have a few flash flood watches still in effect for much of the state of Kansas, and also some parts of Missouri as well. Even a few flash flood warnings in effect for parts of Oklahoma, but other than that, we remain quiet. Here's the convective outlook for today. We have the standard slight risk of severe storms for much of Kansas, parts of Missouri, and pretty much in the Texas Panhandle too. And I think for the Texas Panhandle, the risk will mostly come from large hail. Have a significant threat of severe hail for that. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, we have the enhanced risk of severe storms for that includes pretty much in the Texas Panhandle, places like Pampa, Amarillo, some of those adjacent areas. And I think the main threat will come from hail and tornadoes. And I think one or two of those tornadoes could be on the stronger side, so definitely watch out for that. Down here in North Texas, we'll still mention the chance of a few thunderstorms, but no organized severe weather is expected. Now here's the outlook on day 3, which is Wednesday. How about an enhanced risk of severe storms for much of central Oklahoma and pretty much all of our north central Texas area? And that means all, includes Wichita Falls, Paris, Mineral Wells, Waco, Weatherford, Mansfield, Cleburne, Corsicana, Longview, Texarkana, and Stephenville, Rio Vista, and those areas. And of course, that'll be our main day of seeing severe storms. And this is the severe weather probabilistic outlook. And this is day 3. Keep in mind this is day 3, and we're already in a 30% hatched area, which means that there's a 30% chance of significant severe weather occurring within 50 miles of any given point within that zone. Of course, seeing that this is day 3, this is quite significant. In fact, it might be one of those days where they actually increase that risk to a moderate risk somewhere in the middle of that enhanced risk zone. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that by tomorrow afternoon or even on Wednesday, but definitely stay tuned for that. And then on day 4, which is Thursday, we'll subsequently deal with the downstream risk of severe weather along a moving cold front. That includes some of our southeastern counties in North Texas. But here's the average rainfall for the next 7 days, valid through Monday morning of next week. Heaviest totals pretty much remain around the Houston Metroplex. And down here, amounts anywhere from 1 to 3 inches for parts of North Texas. And again, your rain amounts can vary. So let's go on to the model output. This is the 06Z run, the GFS filed this afternoon at 1 o'clock local time. You can see we still have a bit of ridging here, but after that we'll still stay dry today. We'll pretty much have a mix of sun and clouds. Highs will be, like I said, in the mid 80s later today. But then on Tuesday afternoon and evening, we'll deal with the threat for mostly a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. The GFS depicts mostly some widespread rain, but then the NAM mostly depicts some minimal scattered showers and thunderstorms in places. So a good chunk of the day Tuesday will be dry, but then we'll mention the chance of scattered showers, a few isolated showers, during the evening hours on Tuesday. Mostly a mixture of sun and clouds. Highs will be in the low 80s. Now here's Wednesday morning. You can see we already have, this is our big day. You can see this is not our main risk though. Our main threat will come mostly during the afternoon and evening hours, but during the morning we'll mostly see some convection come through from West Texas. We'll have widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms, and I think the threat for this mostly comes through strong straight line winds during rush hour. And I think this will come during rush hour on Wednesday. But then let's go on to Wednesday evening. You can see that main activity mostly comes Wednesday evening, and that's our main threat for severe weather. And let's go on to the surface-based CAPE values on Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. You can see we have CAPE values anywhere from 2,000 to around 4,000 joules per kilogram around the north central Texas area, and of course the 4,000 area, that's quite significant. And let's go to the lapse rates. You can see with the lapse rates being around 7 degrees Celsius, they'll mostly subsequently suggest a potential for very large hail around the Wichita Falls area, along the Red River Valley area, and the central Oklahoma region. And let's go on to the STP values, the significant tornado parameter. And of course, anything above a 1 that's significant. This is showing areas around 3, 3.5 to around 4. And of course, with that being said, we'll have to watch for risk for a few tornadoes around in the enhanced risk area, of course around North Texas as well. And I think one or two of those, a couple of those, or a few of those tornadoes actually could be on the stronger side. So clearly, the threat for severe weather is, of course, increasing with the threat on Wednesday. I think all modes of severe weather will be possible, mainly during the afternoon and evening hours. Main threats will be large hail and a few strong tornadoes. So definitely stay weather aware and keep track of updates as we get closer to Wednesday. But at least Thursday looks a little bit drier. We'll have that downstream threat of severe weather for our southeastern counties, but I think most of the day will be dry, highs in the low 70s. And then Friday, that 20 millibar high basically brings a rush of cool, dry air to the state. And I think we'll stay dry, highs low 70s. And here's Saturday. Here's Saturday evening. We'll mention the threat of 1 or 2 isolated thunderstorms on Saturday evening, but highs will be in the low 70s. And here's Sunday, pretty much the same deal. We'll begin to mention morning showers and thunderstorms, but highs will be in the mid 70s. But here's a week from today, Monday the 13th of May. You can see we have troughing around El Paso, and down here that looks like some storm coverage for at least the central and southern part of the state. I think we stay dry with highs mostly in the low 80s. But let's go out 10 days. This is the 15th of May, Wednesday. You can see we have troughing in the deep south, and down here we stay dry. But you can see for the numbers for the next 15 days coming off the GFS ensemble, you can see pretty much towards the end of this week, pretty much we begin to slowly decline towards the end of this week, where we stay in the I think we'll hit the low 70s. But I don't think we'll stay in the mid 70s. I think we'll hit the low 70s. But clearly, pretty much throughout the middle of May, we'll pretty much stay in the upper 70s to low 80s. I don't think we'll hit the 90s, but I think we'll stay in the low 80s for the middle of May. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today on Notes in the blog. Next video here will be posted at around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you can't catch your local TV stations on the air this afternoon at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and Godspeed.